Partnerships are vital to our global outreach, enabling us to take the love and hope of Jesus Christ to those who need it most. Our Boots on the Ground Partnership Program physically ministers to those in desperate situations all over the world. The Israel Partnership furthers Kim's legacy of outreach to Israel and Jewish people worldwide. We invite you to become a partner today. Join us today and be part of a community that inspires hope, brings restoration to life, and often healing from the past. Together, we can make a difference, and we thank you for your ongoing support.
Shabbat Shalom and welcome to Israel Update. As you can see, I have Doobie with me. Doobs, hello.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Hello.
So, Doobs, there's obviously so much going on and, things are still very crazy. It's, there's so much happening. Why don't you talk to us about what you feel are the most important issues at the moment?
Well, I think the most important issues always are the very complicated relationship between Israel and the United States of America. I think this is what most people are interested in understanding right now, what's happening, because we're feeling, what can I tell you, like a very strong bear's hug, if you know what I mean, from the United States towards Israel. Yes, they hug you, but they always squeeze you to almost crush you. And let me elaborate on this a little bit. When the war started on October 7th, America and Biden, surprisingly, because of the personal, and sometimes they say in politics everything is personal, because of the very bad personal relationship between Netanyahu and Biden, we were very much afraid the United States would turn their back on Israel. They're not going to support us in this war. But the contrary happened. And I think that they have some very wise people back there in the US that said this is a good chance to America to try and gain their influence in the Middle East by first and foremost standing by Israel and supporting Israel. It was unprecedented. Biden even came over here. They sent us airlift with supplies and ammunition and everything we needed. And I think by that action, they stood next to Israel and we allowed them to get closer than they were supposed to be. And once they got so very close, and as if they wanted to help us with advice and everything, we got them into the very close secret chambers of the military and the government, and they started to gain influence from within. And now what is happening in Israel is literally, as we speak today, Belkin, the United States, State Secretary of State, is literally in Israel right now, again on his fifth or sixth journey already, trying to impose a ceasefire under American terms and their other allies' terms, which America has different interests than Israel, obviously, in many cases, so they want to be good with the Qatarians, and they want to be good with the Egyptians, and they want to take care of Gaza in the day after, and all these situations together, they don't see eye to eye exactly the way we look at things. They don't bleed, as I can tell you. They weren't violated and raped and killed. There were some American citizens living in Israel, Israeli American citizens, that were very, very badly affected, death and kidnapped. But in the end of the day, the American interests are very much different than Israel. And yesterday, it was like the most unprecedented demand that we've ever heard in the history of Israel, that Anthony Belkin was seeking secretly to meet with the Israeli military chief of staff in person on a private meeting, one-on-one, without Netanyahu, without anybody from the Israeli politics administration. This is micromanaging, trying to literally micromanage, take over the Israeli IDF into the hands of the Americans. This was never happening. It's almost like trying to coup Benjamin Netanyahu. It's unbelievable. Of course, the Netanyahu with his, people inside, he understood what was going on, and he didn't allow this meeting to happen, obviously. But this was a very, as we say in the Jewish Hebrew, chutzpah, a very too dairy attempt, very rude try by America to literally take over Israel. Literally take over Israel. Very disrespectful, as if we don't count, as if we don't have a will of our own, as if they know better what's good for us. And that's what I wanted to speak about. I wanted to speak about the fact that, yes, we have a very good, unexpected even relationship. The American support to Israel during this war was very important, and enables us to literally carry on in a manner that makes the American most interested, because they want us to continue on surgical actions and use very sophisticated, smart, accurate bombs that they supply them, so we don't hit what they call uninvolved citizens. But if you go back, and I'm sure that Eric can find it, into the videos of the 7th of the 7th of October, you'll see that there are non-involved Gazans in Gaza. All of them are Hamas. Most of them are Hamas. From the cradle to their grave, they are Hamas. You will see many of them, so-called civilians, coming into Israel at the back of their troops, of the 3,000 warriors that they sent, so-called terrorists, into Israel, kidnapping, looting, raping, violating, murdering, all the terrible things they so-called terrorist militants did, they did as well. That's a very, very bad way to look at the things from behalf of the world, to say that once this terror organization is targeting civilians, women and children in Israel, and hiding behind their own civilians, this war is the most righteous war, and there's no other army than Israel that would conduct a war like this with so little, even though they think a lot, so little casualties on uninvolved citizens. We knock on the roofs, we send pamphlets, we give them time to evacuate. The Hamas is stopping them on the roads, shooting at them, and I'm sure you can see that on the screen, shooting at them, preventing them from moving. Hamas is with militants with guns taking over the humanitarian supply, the trucks that Israel is sending towards their civilians, enabling the Red Cross to go and visit our captive prisoners, 136 that already we know that 32 of them were murdered by Hamas already, enabling to our people to send even medications to people with terrible, terrible diseases, and all these bad conditions. And the world, demonic way, even America, standing by Israel in such a way, but demanding rights to these animals, that all they want to do is just eliminate Israel from the face of this earth. Let us run our war the way we know how to do it, with the leadership and hands of the most righteous, highest entity in this world, the Lord God of Israel, who taught us what morality is all about, who gave us the ways and the conditions and the circumstances and the leadership and the directions, how a Jew wage a righteous war with the name of God. We are praying to the Lord God of Israel. The minute you called me and you said to me, Doobie, can we record a little bit earlier? I was with my yarmulke on my head. I was in my morning prayer, and I asked you for a little bit of time so I can accomplish and finish my daily prayer. Us Israelis, we fight ways and the morality just like God does it, because He is the one who watches over Israel. He is the Lord God of the armies of Israel. It's biblical. And no Biden and no other administration, no South Africa in the UN or in Hague, no other nation can tell Israel how to fight this war. When the enemy is coming against you, infiltrating, brutally raping, killing, murdering, beheading your people, you are still moral as God is in the way you fight a war. And we already said it and agreed upon it. If Israel wasn't waging a moral war on October 8th, this would have finished. And now all these people around us wants to twist our arms. You know what Americans wants us to go into a ceasefire of 145 days. A ceasefire of 145 days. Just so they can release our kidnapped and bodies, and they don't want to release soldiers. That's for them another story. Thousands of terrorists, including those who came here, violated Israel on October 7th, to be released, and we give them a ceasefire of half a year for them to build up their powers again.
And do it again.
And to restore their forces, to restore their tunnels, and do it again and again. They will never stop. Israel is never the aggressor. People don't get it. And Americans are backing these stupid ideas. All these death toll of Israeli innocent soldiers, because these people were at their homes celebrating a Jewish holiday when they were called into battle to defend our nation, who died in this war in the hands of those terrorists, hiding behind women and children. If we would have just smashed and flattened Gaza, none of our casualties would have occurred. And because of this surgical way that America wants us to fight, and the way that we believe we should fight, because that's how God instructed us to fight, we're losing people, hundreds and thousands of casualties in Israel. And all this war will be for nothing because they kidnapped some people, as poor as it is and as sad as it is. So they take 136 hostages, and they want to hold a 10 million nation hostage in their hands. They will determine by kidnapping some. I'm saying something that might be sickening to some people to hear, and it's even hard for me to say that. But I would say, as unfortunate as it is, the lives of the rest of the people of Israel matters exactly like the life of those poor people who has been kidnapped. These were kidnapped by terrorists who took them to the other side. The rest of Israel would be kidnapped by the American and international administration, telling us to stop the war in their terms. People would not go back to their homes. People that their kibbutzim and moshavim were infiltrated brutally the way it was happening. People that are still attacked daily, their homes are attacked daily by Hezbollah in the north. They would not return home if they don't feel the security, and that Israel accomplished the mission to bring safety and security and to push away from our borders all the enemies of Israel and the proxies of Iran. So I'm sorry that I've taken so long to speak this morning, but it's from the fire in my heart. As I was praying, it resonated in me, because I remember how Kim used to always pray about things before, and it resonated in me that I'm praying and following the words of the Lord God of Israel, and the alignment was happening for me to understand that we are fighting a war just like God would have fought it.
Doobs, I love everything that you said, and I'm so glad that you took the time to say it, because it's such an important thing for everybody to hear. And so everyone, as you go on with your week, again, I say it every week, don't stop praying for the peace of Jerusalem. We continue to pray, to stand, to support. And this is something we will never, ever stop doing, ever. Israel always is at the forefront of our hearts. And so we love you. We're grateful for your support. We're not going to give up. You don't give up. We keep standing, and we continue to proclaim Am Yisrael Chai, the people of Israel live. It's what we stand with. It's what we do. Doobs, thank you for joining me. And
thank you
for
so
everybody,
much, Christie. Thank you.
for everybody else out there, Shabbat Shalom, and we'll see you next week at IsraelUpdate.org. God bless.
Shabbat Shalom. Bye-bye.
We on Real Life, Real Faith have a brand new topic that we are discussing: forgiveness, forgive and forget. And we want to encourage you to go watch right now. You can follow the link, or you can go to real-faith.tv and watch the episode now. Allow your life to be blessed. Allow situations to be released and broken off of your life, and just to present the opportunity for you to accept forgiveness and give it. So make sure that you go and you watch Real Life, Real Faith, Forgive and Forget Part 1 right now.
To celebrate the new year, we're having the biggest sale ever on overstock clearance and brand new products. For example, save 60% on our Goose Down comforters, the best comforters ever. They go perfectly with our MyPillow bed sheets and duvet covers. Save 25% on our brand new kitchen towels. They're made with the same technology as our famous My Towels. Our initial quantities are extremely low, so get them now before they go. Our seasonal flannel sheets are finally in. You save up to 50% and they sell out fast every year, so order now. They're truly the best flannel sheets you'll ever sleep on. Or save up to 80% on all our clearance items. And this is where it gets even better. For a limited time, your entire order ships absolutely free. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use that promo code to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. And for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
We here at the House of Destiny are partnering with you to let our viewers, of course, know about your company. It's Beverly Hills Precious Metal.
Andrew, explain how that works.
So I'll walk you through it right now. So if you go to bh-pm.com, right there on the homepage, you'll see a form that you could fill out. And that form is very important in letting us know how we can help you. So you just put in your first name, last name, email address, phone number. There's a section that says, how did you hear about us? And in there, put Kim Clement. And then there's a portion where you could write a couple of notes down on the bottom. Usually within about 24 to 48 hours, we'll contact you by phone call, and then we'll go over everything with you. This isn't a high pressure deal. We always recommend that if you feel uncomfortable, take a step back, pray about it. You will gain the answers that you need by doing that, and come back to us when you're comfortable.